Hi, welcome back to Rüniverse. I'm Andrew, and in this video I'm going to be revealing the rest of the cards in set 1. So a bunch of them got revealed due to discoveries by Amass TCG, who picked up a Deluxe 8 starter set. And now that we're at about a 1-year mark from when Rüniverse was released, I figured it's about the time to just reveal the rest of the set as well. So we're going to be digging into the Rüniverse binder here, and let's take a look. Alright, so first up we have Boomstick. So Boomstick is a level 0 relic. Relics cost or take 3 more damage to dispel than they cost, so you can play for free and then your opponent can attack it, and if they hit it for 3 damage they can dispel it. That's just how relics work. But while it's in play you can task it and pay 6 power to have it attack for 8. So, and that's reusable, so you can do it the turn you play it, and you can do it on future turns as well. So this is a rare card that can just do huge, big hits if that's what you're looking for. Ruby has a lot of small attacks, but this is a big one for taking out some big creatures. Next up, another Ruby rare. We have Riftburn, which is a spell that it actually attaches to an enemy rift, and it gives an ability to the rift. It's a negative ability, of course, and at the start of that player's mage phase, they've got to basically attack one of their own creatures for 3. So the Riftburn starts flaring up and attacking that mage's creatures. So that's it for Ruby. Next we have Trine, is durability. So this is an uncommon that you can put onto a creature, and it's a Vim. So it gives it, and it has strength, so it gives it level +1, make a creature stronger for 2 power. And if the creature is dispelled, and you would, normally that would mean that you lose one of the Vim, and if durability is the Vim that creature loses, it comes back to your hand, and so you can replay it on your next turn on either that creature if it's still around or on another creature. And next up, another Trine card here is Yanflare. So we've got Yanpi and Yanpi Supporter in the set. This is Yanflare, so this is a big scary monster version from some kid's nightmare. And it's just cost 3, but it's level 4 because of its strength +1, and it has ward, so your opponents can't target it basically. And this is an uncommon, so this thing is going to show up and be annoying. And then we've got an Orth card here, Cataclysm. This is a rare, big sweeper, dispel all the enemy mage's creatures. And note the apostrophe there is after the S. That's plural mages, all 3 mages. All their creatures are gone. So it doesn't wipe any of your own stuff, just the enemy stuff, and that's why it costs 9 power. Next up is another rare. The Echidneon evolves from Spikidna, and of course Spikidna evolves from the other littler one. And so Echidneon can be a level 3 evolution type of thing, but it's level 6. It has Relentless, so it can attack twice or be used for other exhaust task effects. And all of its level +1 counters on all your mage's creatures give level +2 instead of level +1. So level +1 counters are now level +2 counters, and with its previous evolutions you might have given some of those counters around, or you can cross it with maybe another facet and share some counters with other creature abilities. Gargoyle Imp is an uncommon. It has roaming, so it can move between your mages. Goes where it's most needed with this flying around. And defensive 2 means it's harder to dispel on your opponent's turn. So you can kind of send it where it is needed most. Mass Burrow gives the burrowing ability to all of your all the mages at one of your locations. So when they're attacked, no damage is dealt. They become tasked. They basically dig underground. They run away from the attack underground, and they hide. They become tasked, but you at least get to keep the creature. So if you have an army, you can kind of have them dig underground and stay safe. That's it for Orth. Next up we have a Sphene card, is the uncommon Floral Vole, and it's a level 1, so at early play you can play it on turn 1. And when it's evoked, you get a Swarming Bug token, and it joins. So you can kind of have 2 attackers on the first turn. You can't attack with them both, but you can get them ready. So that's a very aggressive card there. And then moving into Emery, we have Chlor Bunny, which evolves from Filkit, and it has a further evolution that we haven't seen, but we'll see later in the video. And so it can replace a Filkit reduce the cost by the Filkit's cost, which is 1. And Filkit has the ability that when it evolves, you draw a card. So basically, if you evolve Filkit into Chlorabunny, you'll get to draw a card due to the Filkit's ability. And then Regenerate Aura says that the Chlorabunny and its allies have Regenerate. After they attack, they heal. Usually it doesn't matter. Usually creatures are only involved in 1 attack per turn. But if your opponent's trying to send multiple attackers at one of your creatures, in order to stack up that damage over the course of their turn, it's not going to work with the Regenerate Aura in effect. And if you do have Relentless or the ability to attack multiple times, you get to untask your creature to attack again with Relentless or whatever, and then the Regenerate Aura will be effective there as well. Next we have another Emery card, Critter Speaker, level 3 uncommon. When it's evoked, you reveal a random card from your Wild Summons deck, and if it's a creature, your mage gets it. And the Wild Summons are level 3s that have varying abilities, although there is one no creature card, so you basically have like a 1 in 7 chance that you just miss and you don't get anything off of this effect. And the more of your Wild Summons that are in play, the more chance that you hit that no creature card. And then, so if you have a lot of Wild Call effects, which there are multiples in the set, or if you're playing 2 Critter Speakers in your deck. So the more you bring out, the more chances that you're going to miss. But it's still a very strong effect. 2 level 3s for the cost of 3. Next into Quam, we have the Panzan Prodigy, another uncommon, level 3. Before I attack, draw a card, and I get level +1. So it's level 3, but as an attacker, it's level 4, and you get to draw a card. It's just like value, efficient, get the job done. Another Quam card. This is one of my favorites in the set. Actually, the next card is probably my actual favorite, but this one, super cool. Costs X, so you can pay any amount of power to evoke it. It's a rare. Quam Elemental. And Immutable Power says it joins with X level +1 counters. So as much power as you pay, that's how many levels it's going to be. And with Face Up Vim from the top of your deck equal to half of X rounded down. So if you pay 4 for it, for example, it's going to get 2 Vim from the top of your deck, which means if it would be dispelled, it loses 1 of those Vim instead. So it's going to have multiple lives. But because they're face up Vim, normally an effect like this would give face down Vim, but because they're face up, any like bolded named abilities on those cards are going to apply to the Quam Elemental. It's going to get those abilities. So you kind of get this random smorgasbord of abilities that, depending on what Vim it gets face up from its Mutable Power ability. So you can get some wild combinations or, useless, but it's fun to see what the Elemental ends up with. And then maybe my favorite card in this set is Snowmaster. It's a level 3 rare. It has Snow Play. Once per turn, my mage can evoke a card from your Snow Play stack. And if you've got any of the starter sets, you've seen these 3 Snow Play cards. I could pull them out here, but here's the star variant versions. But basically you get access to these 3 cards. You've got the Snow Bros, which is a level 1 creature that gives Harmony 2, so it can be level 3 if it has 2 or more allies, and it has Taunt. We've got the Snowball, it's a level 1 spell, and it attacks for 2, and then it becomes face down Vim for the Snowmaster, basically. And then we've got Snow Maniac, which is an evolution. Because it's going to evolve Snowmaster, you're basically going to pay 1 for that, and it's going to give aggressive, deft, and ward to the Snowmaster as it becomes Snow Maniac. So as long as any of these cards is in play or in effect, it is not in your Snow Play stack anymore. So basically if you use one, it's kind of unavailable until it finds its way back to the Snow Play stack. If it would leave in play or whatever zone it's in, it does go back to the stack. It can get a little weird if you've got 2 Snowmasters out because you still only have 1 Snow Play stack. So they have to basically share those cards and decide you can't have 2 of the Snow Maniacs in play, for example, because you only have 1 Snow Play stack. But it's a cool card. It just gives you access to these kind of like token cards from outside the game, and I just think it's super cool. All right. Next, we've got a few Saf cards and no Thist cards. So we'll round out with these last 3. Heart of the Ocean is a Saf rare. It's a relic, so it costs 4, it's level 4, takes 7 damage to dispel it if your opponent wants to attack it. And after you draw a card from another non-gift effector ability, put a level +1 counter on one of my mage's creatures. After another non-gift effector ability puts an level 1 L+1 counter on one of my mage's creatures, draw a card. So it's basically, it wants you to use draw card abilities, and it wants you to use level +1 giving, and then it will kind of give you the opposite of that. So if you want to draw more cards, play cards that give level +1 counters. If you want to get more level +1 counters, play effects that draw cards, and the Heart of the Ocean will pay you back for the opposite. Here we've got an uncommon Suppressing Mist. So you attach it to a mage, and basically for one turn, all their creatures get level -2. So you can shrink them down to attack them, or you can shrink them down to prevent them from attacking you, or both. So that's a good little temporary effect. And finally, we have the Waterproof Tome Uncommon, another relic, level 2, 5 to dispel, and you can task it and pay 1 power to draw a card. So it's just a stable card. If you're willing to invest the power on that, then you can dig for a few more cards. So that was it for Amass TCG's discoveries. Let's come back in a second and go through the rest of the set. All right, now it's time to take a look at the rest of the set, the last 26 cards out of the 200 set 1 cards in Rüniverse. These weren't necessarily discovered, these are just being revealed. It's part of like basically the 1 year celebration of Rüniverse being released for sale on the Game Crafter. So let's get started. First up, we've got the rare Ruby Fireform spell. So we saw Worm Form in a previous video. This is a level 3 Fireform spell. You basically, you attach it to a mage, the mage that casts it, and they get Fire Battle Mage Flame, which is a weird sounding ability, but basically it's saying, it's giving them the Battle Mage ability, which means they can attack, and they have a certain value that needs to be dealt to them of damage in order to break a bond. Normally mage just has to be attacked at all in order to break a bond, but if you've got Battle Mage, you need to deal damage equal to their level, their function as a creature with a level, and in this case it is equal to the number of flame counters you have. Incidentally, Fireform immediately gives you 2 flame counters, and the flame attack ability means that every time the mage attacks, they get 1 bigger because you get another flame counter first. So keep in mind how that works. Basically, if you've got 3 flame counters and you get attacked by a level 2 creature, the level 2 creature is going to be dispelled because it got dealt 3 damage by the creature that it attacked, even though that creature was a mage, and the mage's bond will not be broken because you didn't deal 3 yet. So if you attack with another level 2 creature after that, that attacker would also be dispelled, and then a bond would be broken. So we'll move on from Fireform, but cool, mage bursts into flames and gets to start attacking like a creature effect. Another Ruby card, and actually the last one here, is Penterruption, is an uncommon spell, level 5, and it attacks up to 5 creatures for a total of 5, divided as you choose, and ignoring guards. So it can't attack mages, it's not going to be breaking any bonds, but it does ignore guards, so you can shoot the guards for 1 damage each so that they're no longer guarding. You can take out multiple creatures by splitting up the damage based on their level. So it's a pretty powerful effect, but you do have to pay 5 for it. And next we have the Trine Relic Rare Ancient Amber, level 3. It has the Stone's Gift ability. Before one of my mage's creatures is attacked, that creature gets a level +1 counter. So whenever one of the mages at that creatures at the location is attacked, it's going to get just a little bit bigger. So if you set guards, your opponent's going to have to let them grow before they can take out the guard. Next up, we have another rare in Trine. This one's a spell, level 3. You have to dispel one of your own mage's creatures, but you deal damage equal to that creature's level to all opposing creatures at the engaged location. So normal engagement rules apply, but you get to take out hopefully multiple creatures for your sacrifice. Next up, we have the last Trine card. It's Rumble Brawler, level 3 creature at rare. Doesn't have strength or anything, just a level 3 for 3. So what's this ability do? Avalanche of Destruction says after it's dispelled and leaves play, dispel all the engaged mage's creatures. So it can't just be dispelled. If it has Vim, for example, a creature can be dispelled but not leave play. It would lose a Vim instead. This one, though, if it's dispelled and leaves play, its ability will trigger, the avalanche will come down and just take out all of the engaged mage's creatures. So you could use it as a defender, a defensive maneuver. So you set it as a guard. Now your opponent has to attack into it and then lose all their creatures, or you can attack with it, and if you attack into something where the Rumble Brawler is going to lose the fight or trade, then you get to use that ability aggressively. So we'll move into Orth here with this relic, Jove's Helm, another level 3. It's got Dwemer of Dedication. Whenever you discard a card, or whenever my mage's cards in play is dispelled, if it was due to an opposing spell, effect, or non-combat attack, draw a card. Basically, if the opponent messes with your stuff and it wasn't through just like attacking, then Jove's Helm is going to let you draw a card. And so this ability may or may not always be relevant, but you can use it maybe against certain opponents, or if you're worried about certain types of effects. Here we have another rare in Orth is the Terverine Terror at level 5. It's similar to just the Terverine, which is an uncommon level 2. It has the same kind of pairing of abilities, the Burrowing, which means when it's attacked, it makes for a great guard, because when it's attacked, it just ignores the attack, or no damage is dealt, and the creature's tasked, which normally when you're burrowing, that then means the creature's unavailable for attacking on the follow-up turn. So it didn't die from the attack, but it also can't attack on its own turn. However, the Terverine and the Terverine Terror have Tunnel Attack, which means during your turn, if it's burrowed, meaning it was tasked through burrowing, you can just untask it. And the Terverine Terror has Tunnel Attack too, so it's going to get level +2 and be able to attack as level 7 out of the tunnels. So it could be a terror. Moving into Sphene here, we have Butterfly Cat, level 2, rare, has roaming, so you can move it around between your mages. Once per turn, you can change what mage needs the Butterfly Cat the most, because his ability is the Rift Blessing after it's dispelled and leaves play. Again, we see that text that it can't have Vim, and just every time it loses Vim from being dispelled, it would have its effect. No, it actually has to leave play, and it gives another bond to the mage where it's currently at from the top of your deck. So the Butterfly Cat gives you some extra lives. Another Sphene card here. We have the uncommon relic Creeper Shard, level 1, cost 1, and then you can task it and pay 1 more to create a swarming bug token, and it joins the mage, so you can do that every turn. You could be making another bug over and over again, build up your little swarm army of bugs, which would be perfect with Harmonegg because it has Harmony 3. It's a level 2 uncommon, and if you have 3 or more allies, meaning at least 4 creatures at that location, one of which is the Harmonegg will get level +3 and be a level 5 for only 2 cost. So that can be a huge beater if you have an army to support it. Next up, we have the uncommon Scorpion, level 1 in Sphene. It's a very powerful effect, which is just deadly. So that's why it's an uncommon. It's just a very efficient deadly. It can take out any creature in a fight pretty much, and or trade with it really. But yeah, that deadly ability is very strong, especially in Sphene that has a lot of small creatures, and its weakness is bigger creatures, and Scorpion doesn't have that problem. So next up is a card that I'm pretty proud of. It's kind of quirky and unique here, but the Slime Stack is a level 3 rare. It has Vim 2, so when it's evoked, it immediately gets 2 Vim, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate that, mostly because we're going to go through this second ability, which says Stack of Slimes. After the first time, it's untasked, which means you can't do it on the turn you play it, but whether you untask it normally at the end of your turn, and then for the next turn you'll be able to use this ability, or if you have an effect that would untask it right away somehow. But basically, after it's untasked, basically lost summoning sickness in magic terms, it will be able to attack with its Vim as though those Vim were creatures. So you could attack with the Slime Stack as a level 3 creature, which it is, and then attack with one of its Vim as a level 3 creature, and then attack with another one of its Vim as a level 3 creature. So each of its Vim can attack independently, and that's a total of 3 level 3 attacks for 1 3-cost card. So if you have any rules questions about how that might work, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's basically a kind of a quirky effect that I'm pretty happy with. Next up, we have another Sphene rare. Here is Warbalm, and it's a level 2 relic, rare, and gives Aggression Aura 2. So all of that mage's creatures, giving them aggressive 2, meaning as they attack, they deal 2 more damage. And again, Sphene is about having a swarm of little creatures, so if you have bigger creatures that you're up against and you're having trouble getting through or making profitable trades, the Warbalm can let your creatures trade better, as long as they're attacking. So next up, we move into Emery with the Banasam. So a few minutes ago we saw the Chlor Bunny, which is the medium evolution of Filkit, and here is Banasam, which evolves from Chlor Bunny. And remember, when you evolve a creature, you keep those previous stacks. So if you play Filkit, evolve into Chlor Bunny, it's going to trigger that Filkit ability to draw a card. And if you evolve, again, that Chlor Bunny into Banasam, it still has that Filkit ability. you'll draw another card. So that's a great little stack of creatures. And then the way evolution works is now you've got 2 Vim for the Banasam. We'll get back to that in a second. So next up, it's got roaming, so you can move it once per turn to another one of the mages, whichever one needs it the most. And then last, that ongoing ability, Chlorophilanthropy. It says my allies and I gain abilities based on how many Vim I have. So if it has Filkit and Chlor Bunny as Vim, that's 2 already, meaning all the Banasam and your other creatures at that location are going to have Ward and Relentless. And if you can get another Vim onto Banasam somehow, that's going to also give out Strength 2, which just makes everything really big. And remember that in addition to the Evolution Lore from Filkit, you're also going to have the Regeneration Aura from Chlor Bunny, and that works really well with the Relentless that Chlorophilanthropy can grant. So it's like a built-in combo if you can just build your deck or your strategy around evolving into a Banasam. It can be pretty good. Speaking of building around things, this is a level 2 rare relic, Lore Leaf, and it has gift charge. After you receive a gift, I get a charge counter. So as a reminder, in Rüniverse, this first card you draw on each of your turns, it has the potential to give you a gift if it is a mage card, and all the mages have gifts in them. So you would reveal it right away and receive the gift, and that would give this a charge counter. The other way you can get gifts is when one of your bonds is broken, you add that card to your hand. If it's a mage, you reveal it and you resolve its gift. So anytime you receive a gift, the Lore Leaf is going to get a charge counter. And it has a lore ability. You can task it and remove a charge counter to reveal a random card from your Wild Summons deck. And if it's a creature, my mage evokes it for free. So we saw that lore, Wild Summons ability earlier on. The level 3 uncommon creature that made a Wild Summon. There are a couple other cards in the set that can bring out from your Wild Summons deck, including a level 2 spell that just brings one out. Basically, you get a level 3 creature for the cost of 2. And there's a Arboreal Liege rare is a level 6 that immediately gives you 2 Wild Summons pulls. So the more you pull from that, remember, your more chance you hit the no creature result. But if you build a deck around it, Lore Leaf can reward you because of that last ability, Wild Drive, that gives drive to all of your Wild Summons creatures. And drive, it means, is when it enters play tasked normally, drive means untask it, and it's going to be able to attack right away that turn. So Lore Leaf is basically giving all your Wild Summons haste if you want to build around that strategy. Moving into Quam, we have another one of my favorites. It's Cold Fire Carbuncle. It's a level 1 rare creature. It has Frostferno. Before my mage evokes a card with a higher cost than my level, I get a level +1 counter, and then if I have 4 or more level +1 counters, draw a card. So you can give it level +1 counters however you like, but if this triggers and gives it the 4th one or more, you'll also get to draw a card. So it kind of rewards you for playing it early and then just casting bigger and bigger stuff over the course of the game at that location, and get that carbuncle up and hopefully get that payoff of a free card draw, if not just a big creature for only 1 cost. Next up is the Panzan Guru. We saw the Prodigy earlier on, but here we have a level 4 rare. Has Relentless. After it becomes tasked for the first time on your turn, untask it. So it can attack twice. Attack, then untask it, and attack again. Or use Summoning 3. It says, task me to reduce the cost of the next creature my mage evokes by 3. So if you want to play big things, the Guru can help you evoke them. And it can even do that ability twice, reducing one thing by 6 or reducing 2 separate evocations by 3 each, as long as they're creatures, because of that Relentless ability. So you can use Summoning twice, you can attack twice, or you can do 1 summoning and 1 attack in either order. So it's a versatile, strong rare there. Here is Vigilant Wildart, uncommon. It has Taunt. After you select guards, it guards 2. So you can have 2 guards at the same location by using Taunt. And it, just like most of the Wildarts, it has Wildart Evolve, which means pretty much any Wildart can evolve from any other Wildart. And because they will stay face up Vim through evolution, as we talked about with Banasam, Wildarts can share their abilities within a stack of Wildarts. So in this case, it's granting Taunt. So if you want to taunt Wildart for your Wildart deck, this is the Taunt effect. And speaking of Wildarts and Wildart decks, we have Art Singularity, which is a level 7 rare. So it's the biggest Wildart, can basically evolve from any others. Whatever abilities are in that stack of Wildarts, the Singularity is going to have all of them. And it grants, just as the cherry on top, roaming, so you can put it where it needs to go. So in combination with that Vigilant Wildart, with having Taunt, you can put it at the location that needs the extra guard the most. So there you go. There's your level 7 Singularity. And because evolution reduces cost, that 7 might be reduced. So for example, if you had the Vigilant and you wanted to evolve it into Singularity, it would only cost you 4 because 7 minus 3 is 4. So you don't necessarily actually have to pay that 7 if you're evolving. So moving into SAF, we have Osha Shaman, uncommon, level 2, has Taunt after you select guards, I guard 2, as we just talked about, and defensive 3, so during your opponent's turns it takes 3 more damage. They've got to deal 5 damage if they want to dispel that. It only takes 1 damage to make a guard not guard anymore, but if they actually want to get the Osha Shaman off the table, they're going to need to do 5. Next up, we have Plesioc. So we finally complete this evolution chain. We've seen Platherus, which is the level 3 basic form, and we've seen Plisaphodon, which is the level 9 full evolution, but we haven't seen this middle form yet. So here is Plesioc. Basically, it's a level 6, and it's bringing Ward to the party. So not bad for a little bit of undersea beef. Next up, we have the card with the green screened artwork, the Thevocation. So it costs X plus 3. We saw Quam Elemental have the X cost on a creature, but here it is as a spell, and it says gain control of a creature with cost X or less and task it. So you get to steal one of your opponent's creatures, and then you have to task it, so you can't use it that turn for attacking, but it's a very powerful effect. Steal their creature, and you've got to pay its cost plus 3 unless you use the ritual ability to play it face down as a secret for 2 power, and then on a future turn you can pay you basically get to pay the cost reduced by 3 because you played it as a ritual. So the reminder on how secrets work: rituals and traps can both be played face down for 2, and they're secrets, and your opponent doesn't get to see what it is. And if they attack that mage and it's a trap, the trap will trigger and probably mess up with their attack. If it's a ritual, then you just leave it face down, and when they go to break a bond, they can decide if they want to take out the ritual without getting to look at it, or they can actually just break a bond as they originally intended, perhaps. So if you get to put this into play for 2 as a secret and then hope that it lasts until your next turn, then you get to play Thevocation with a cost reduced by 3 because you basically paid on the installment plan. You get a little discount of 1. So that can be a powerful effect even if you pay full price to take control of an enemy creature. Next up, another rare in SAF, Wave Shark, level 2, has strength plus 1, so it's actually just a level 3 at cost 2, and it has the trigger Voracious Tide. After my mage evokes a spell, untask me if I'm tasked, otherwise I get a level plus 1 counter. So you play this, you can play spell and immediately untask it and attack with a level 3, or you can just have it maybe from a future turn. If you attacked with it first, then you play a spell, you get to untask and task again, so it's kind of a pseudo relentless. Or if you don't have any profitable attacks to make and you just want to leave it untasked, then you get to gather up level plus 1 counters and then maybe attack once you've got enough of the counters built up on, you have a big enough Wave Shark. So we got 3 more cards all in Fist, so here's the countdown. 3, we've got Eldritch Brain, level 2 rare, has roaming again, so we've seen that. It gets to move around once per turn between your mages wherever it's needed the most. And again, we've got a little bit of a catch of why you might want it at a particular location. So we've got Rift Leak. When my mage's phase starts, I get a level plus 1 counter if my mage's dream counter isn't expended. So every mage starts the game with a dream counter, and you can expend a dream counter to pull cards from the dream deck as extra cards to evoke. And you kind of get an extra influx of cards in a game of Rüniverse. And if your dream counter isn't expended, the Eldritch Brain is going to sap on that leaking dream energy and get level plus 1. But if you have expended your dream counter, the Eldritch Brain won't have anything to feed on. However, if it has built up enough of that extra dream energy, it might be able to refresh your mage's dream counter with its last ability, Dream Fuel, task me and remove 2 level plus 1 counters from me to refresh my mage's dream counter, giving you an extra influx of cards through an additional dreaming action, which can be pretty strong. And again, because of roaming, you can put it where it needs to be, both for triggering Rift Leak and for activating Dream Fuel and giving that dream counter back to the mage that needs it the most. So next up, we have Pulchrituda Gas. This is part of a vertical cycle of phantasmal creatures. You've got the level 1, or I mean, rather the common level 2 creature with Phantasmal 2. We've got the uncommon level 3 creature with Phantasmal 3, and here we have the rare Pulchrituda Gas, level 4 with Phantasmal 4. It gets level plus 4 and can't be attacked by creatures, can't attack mages, and can't guard. So it's a ghost. It can take out big creatures, but it can't be attacked by them, which is great. However, it also can't attack mages, so you're not going to be able to break bonds with this. It's just going to be attacking creatures, and it's not going to help defend your mages because your enemies can just walk right through it. And last card, here we go in Rüniverse. Set 1 is the Zapdrack Virtuoso. Another rare Thist creature, has Dream Eater. After a card that started in your Dream deck is discarded, if it wasn't Vim, it becomes my face-down Vim. So this is a little bit interesting because most effects in Rüniverse really care about what location the card is at or what location you're engaged with at the time, but Zapdrack Virtuoso's Dream Eater just cares about what's going into your graveyard, which is a zone that's not related to any of the locations in particular. So anytime a card is going into your graveyard, it's going to see it no matter where it is or where that card came from, as long as that card originally started the game in your Dream deck. It could be a spell that's just immediately from the Dream deck into the discard pile, or it could be a creature that maybe was in play for a couple turns before it goes into the discard pile. Either way, you have to keep track of what started in your Dream deck, which you want to keep track of anyway, because when the game's over, you need to put it all back in place. But Zapdrack Virtuoso is going to see those cards and get Vim for each one, and its Might 2 ability means it gets level +2 for each Vim it has, whether it's from Dream Eater or if you give it Vim through other means. So that level 4 could easily be a level 6, level 8, and become extremely hard to kill because not only will it have a big level, but it will have a few Vim underneath it, which basically gives it extra lives. So there you go. Those are all 200 cards in Rüniverse, or at least the ones that haven't been revealed yet. Of course, there are 96 mages and 4 neutral cards that aren't part of that 200 count, so we've actually got 300 total cards. But that's not the point. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite cards are down in the comments. Hopefully people can build some decks and maybe play. Hopefully I'll get all these cards up on Untap and Tabletop Simulator soon. I'll be sure to let you know. As well as silent7.com/Runcyclopedia, so you can just go take a look at all the cards and get inspired to build some decks from there. Pick up some packs and play the booster deck format with the 2-player starters or the Deluxe 8 starter set. And yeah, I got foil cards coming, and then there'll be like a collector booster that hopefully can be used to draft. But I mean, just foil cards. I mean, that's pretty cool. So hopefully those will be coming to the channel soon, because they'll be coming to my house in like 2 days from the recording of this video. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe so we can get more subscribers, and bye.